Welcome back, everybody. Today is gonna be a really freaking awesome episode, video, whatever in the heck you want to call it. Yesterday I went fishing and I saw an unusual amount of bluegill on the bank right at the boat ramp. There was a ton of them, like literally there was about 30 of them. And so that got me thinking. I've been fishing out deep, I haven't fished shallow in a while. The first time I go to the bank, I see all these freaking bluegill. Matter of fact, there's some right there. Bunch of them. So today I'm gonna go, I've got some bluegill frogs, topwater frogs. I've got some bluegill swim jigs, and I'm gonna go beat the bank and try to beat some fish down on bluegill color baits. And yeah, I'm literally gonna quit talking right now. I'm gonna jump straight into this video. If you're liking the content, please give the video a thumbs up. Please go subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna keep asking you every single time I make one of these until you actually subscribe, so it'll be a lot easier for yourself, a lot easier for me if you just go ahead and literally let's just pause for a second all together as a group, and let's just go ahead and give my video a nice subscribe. Thank you. All right, guys, see you out there throwing a popping frog in just a few seconds. Oh, it has been a while since I last held this camera. I know it looks like it was just like a quarter of a millisecond, but in reality, right after I shot that intro to throwing a frog, I realized I didn't have my frog rod. And that is one of the most essential pieces to fishing a frog, is having a rod that has a frog on it. But I'm back out here. It's been like 6 hours since I shot that intro, but I'm back out here. I'm gonna go throw a frog in a swim jig, and I actually got my hands on a wake bull shad. Yeah, I mean a glide. I'm sorry, not a wake, glide. It's a brim bull. It's a glide bait. Only a few of these, and I got my hands on one. So the brim deal's going on. There's a mayfly hatch that just happened. A lot of brim up shallow. And like I said, I saw all those brim yesterday, so I'm gonna go try it out. Y'all already know the intro to this. I'm gonna tie on this bull brim. Got my frog, got my swim jig. I'm gonna get to action. All right, first lesson learned. This glide bait does not do well around grass. So, put it back down, pick up my swim jig, swim it around a little bit. Swimmer, swimmer. So, we're fishing in 3 foot. I'm fishing in 3 foot. Some grass on the bottom. And I'm looking for brim activity, looking for brim beds. All right, I'm over a gigantic brim bed right now, and I don't see anything on it. I don't exactly know why. There's literally like 10 brim right under my frog right now. And they're the exact color. They got a little bit of blue in them, a little bit of orange. I'm a little bit too close for what I would like to be, but God, freaking little one, but God, I was just hopping that freaking swim jig and he just took off with it. Oh, caught me unexpected on that one. Little one, but that was cool. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I power poled down for a second and I knew there was wind blowing into this pocket, hitting this point, and I knew there'd be something out there. I threw the frog and I didn't want the frog, so I kind of threw way out, like off the point a little bit. And like I was just swimming it along and all of a sudden it's just taking off to the left. Oh, that was cool. I don't know about y'all, but catching fish gets my freaking heart rate going a million miles an hour. Like even just getting one bite, because you feel like you're going to catch a lot more. I knew there would be one there, but I didn't get bit first couple casts. I made like, I don't know, I made probably 6 casts on that point, and then I picked up a swim jig. Now I made about 3 casts with a frog. Then I picked up a swim jig, made 2 close casts, and then I bombed 1 random cast way out there off of it. Just that one little grass point right there with wind blowing on it, right where he's supposed to be. And he was there. All right, comment down below. How many of y'all catch fish in lily pads? Like actually you've got places or whatever where you actually catch fish in lily pads. And I'm not talking about a couple times a year or like during the shad spawn or something, but like actually you love fishing the lily pads because you catch them in them. I'm very curious of that, because I know some places in Florida they get in them, but I just don't catch fish in lily pads. Like I don't know if I just suck or what, but I mean they look good. I've thrown at every lily pads on every lake in the whole area I've ever fished. You always throw at the lily pads. I ain't never caught one. I can't even remember catching one out of lily pads, to be honest. Now the biggest fish I ever caught was in Florida on a swim jig, and it was in lily pads. They're up there by that boat dock, and there's a ton of brim up there. Check this out. This is controversial in my opinion. No casting into slips or fishing from docks. This one of those just gets me because I don't feel like that's private property. I don't feel like the into the slips is private property. I feel like sign says no casting into slips or fishing from dock, private property. So you're telling me that a guy who rents a boat slip and he's got his boat on there, he can't even fish from the dock from his own slip that he's paying money to rent, and then I can't fish from it casting into it. That's basically what that says. In this particular marina, some of the boat owners get really heated about it. I've got into it pretty bad with them before, and my argument is I'm not doing anything. I'm literally fishing the same water I'm fishing out here. It's just right there. It's the same water though. And I don't know. What's your opinions on that? Can they legally, can they make you not fish inside the marina? Can you get in trouble for it? I don't know. Leave your comment down below. If you know somebody who knows the answer, the actual answer, get them on this. I'm curious to know the answer to this because it wears me out. It wears me slick. And actually, the general manager of this place one time got called on me because I refused to leave. I was being a prick. And the general manager of this marina, super cool guy, he's like, yeah man, feel free, you can fish in there. But if he wouldn't have got called down, he wouldn't have given me permission, then I would have kept arguing with the guy who told me that I couldn't fish in there. Controversial topic. Leave your comments down below. Should you fish or should you not fish? And like this marina right here, that looks so juicy. Actually, this is where I grew up fishing. I actually learned how to fish in this marina back here. There used to be a lot of hydrilla and milfoil back there. We'd throw a rattle trap, but we fished every single one of these boat slips all the time. It's how I literally learned how to fish. And now you have to deal with the fact that you're probably gonna get yelled at by somebody by doing it. And I just don't think that's right. Leave your comments down below. Curious to know. Back to fishing in the slips for a while. There's a lot of bluegills over here. There's also a lot of floating grass, which makes it so hard to fish. I mean, look at them. They're freaking everywhere. Go! That was the coolest fish catch I've had in a long time. Go! So hard to fish. I mean, look at them. They're freaking everywhere. Go! That was the coolest fish catch I've had in a long time. That was so freaking awesome. That was cool. I just watched that fish swim all the way to it. I killed it right as he got to it. Went down, one-handed him, freaking lifted him right in the boat. That was awesome. I'm gonna throw it back out there. There's a ton of bluegill right here, I'll say that. I was just straight reeling this thing. Normally I'm hopping it and it gives it a lot of times they'll bite it like after you hop it. That's why you do this retrieve like this. So it's got a lot of times that it's pausing. It looks real and it's like killing, and every time it kills, if that fish is chasing it, he's like, gets a chance to freaking go get it. I was just reeling it back. It's this floating grass is everywhere. Heck, I didn't think I'd get bit. All right, so I've come to a different marina now, and I know that this one's a little bit deeper on the dock side, and you can actually pitch into the docks on this one. But the back still got some old bank grass on it and whatever else. So I'm gonna actually pick my shaky head up, my big mag shaky head, and I'm gonna put this brim color Sungill spicy beaver, put it on that jig head, pitch it around some of these deeper docks and catch one. Just like so. See what this does. Looks pretty. I cannot explain to y'all how many brim I've been seeing. That guy literally turned his music up when he got in the marina and saw me fishing. And he like stared at me like, yeah, you ain't gonna catch them in here because I got music on. I could hear him coming because he's got his music turned up when he was driving. But when he sat down, he cranked it up. He's also not good at parking his boat. What a gomer. Y'all know those gomers? He can't even park his boat either. That's hilarious. He's like beating into the docks over there. Big one. God. God, how about that, boy? How about that? Tell that to your loud music, old boy. Oh, shaky head with a spicy beaver. There's like a little old brump down there. That guy just rode through here, cranked his music up, and thought that I would not catch one. Challenge accepted, my friend. Well, can't go back there anymore. They got freaking underwater high voltage lines. No fishing beyond this point. So, I guess since we're abiding by the rules today, we'll just not fish under there. So the reason I'm throwing this frog is there's so much floating eelgrass in the backs of some of these pockets, especially the ones that have wind blowing in them. There's so much floating eelgrass now that you can't, like used to. Look at that skip, by the way. Good Lord. I mean, what a skip. Too bad I didn't get rewarded. Used to, you'd fish the corners of these docks with a square bill or throw a rattle trap out here in the middle. But you can't do any of that anymore. Just floating eelgrasses everywhere. Which is kind of a good thing. I mean, it sucks the fish in it, but the back of some of these little pockets, that eelgrass will mat up, and you can catch them on a floating eelgrass mat, catch them on a frog, like right where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be surprised if I caught one out of it. And I miss fishing shallow here. This is a freaking fun lake to fish shallow. Good Lord, what a skip. I mean, I am skipping this thing today. How come you never get bit when you make a good skip? That's my question of the day. How come every time you catch one, when you're making perfect skip, nothing? There ain't nothing looking at it. But the one time that you skip, well, not the one time, but that time you skip in there and it hits the side and it bounces way back in there, but you freaking backlash a mile, you instantly hear blow up. That's my luck every single time. I think they know. I'm just waiting for old Clyde to be up under that. I know it's gonna happen too. Bad problem is it's going to be unexpected. I'm probably going to swing and a miss. Uh-oh. My guy over here in this paddle boat's got one. No, he don't have one. Pretty sure he's just smoking cigarettes. Thought he had one. I don't even think he's fishing. Pretty sure his parents got a boat up there at the Marina. He asked him if he could take out the paddle boat afternoon. Told them he was gonna go fishing. Probably got him a jewel. Trying to be cool. He got him, his buddy gave him a jewel because his mom caught him with it. He didn't want to throw it away, so he gave it to Steven. Steven then snuck out on that paddle boat, and now he's hitting that jewel. That sounds like what happened. Steven's over there just buzzing too. You know he's buzzing. He's just toking that jewel. There's a big one. Oh, how about that? Oh, chippity chip chip. Oh, tank tank. He freaking won it. Look how pretty that fish is too. Good one. That's like a 3.5. On the swim jig with the Sungill spicy beaver. Freaking pretty one right there. Oh, I threw up right over there by that stick and he freaking came up and swallow-haired it. So I know y'all see how I'm working this bait, and I know everybody from Alabama knows what it is, but it's kind of, I'm really erratically working this bait, and that's kind of a, from my understanding, that style of swimming a jig, that came from the Coosa River in Alabama. But that's just how we were taught here to swim a jig. A lot of people across the country, they just straight reel it the whole time. They don't put any added action into it. They just let the trailer do the action. But in Alabama, We were taught to swim a jig with a very quick pumping action, and it just makes that head keep bouncing the whole time, and it's just erratically doing all kind of junk, and it just adds to the action of the trailer. And if you ever watch any of those Coosa River, thought I just got freaking choked on that one. If you ever watch any of those Coosa River guys, Wes Logan, Canterbury, Matt Herron, those guys who like grew up swimming a jig, all the Alabama guys, I mean anybody that fished Alabama Bass Trail, those guys know how to freaking swim a jig. Also, another key thing to think about, if you're gonna swim a jig, how I'm doing it and like pumping it the whole time, keep in mind you're pumping it. Oh, I was just about to say, when he gets it, you have to swing pretty dang quick because little chunker, that sounded cool when I dropped him in. I was gonna say, when you catch one, or when you get a bite, you have to swing because you're adding all that extra movement into your bait, and so when he bites it, he can feel it really quickly. So sometimes you'll shake them off because you're pumping that rod so much that you'll shake them off, and that is not what you want. I will say I've caught like, however many fish I caught, all on one jig trailer. God, that was a gigantic swirl. Oh my God. I mean to tell you, that was a gigantic swirl. I don't know how he didn't get it. I thought he had it. Well, that wraps up a good trip. Caught several fish today on a swim jig. I actually didn't even catch one on that frog, which is what I thought I would catch them on. Caught every one of them on a swim jig, a brim color swim jig with that Sungill color spicy beaver, and caught one on a shaky head, like a mag shaky head, with the same spicy beaver as the trailer, and kind of just fished. I fished around a lot of marinas. I fished 5 marinas in this video, or like today. Caught fish out of 4 of them. Just kind of went behind them and got around them, just little sneaky stuff. Caught some on the bank, just a lot of brim around. I saw a ton of brim. Only problem was, like I kept saying, and y'all can't see it really well, but that floating eelgrass is so difficult to fish around. But managed to catch a couple. Yeah, so that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button down below, which doesn't hardly take any time at all. And I'll see you guys on the next one.